This March Madness run by the NC State Wolfpack is reminiscent of the Cardiac Pack teams of the past. A team that has won 7 games in 12 days and may be the hottest team in the nation right now will look to continue their miracle run in the Sweet 16 later this week. While this run has been fun to watch, at one point this team looked dead in the water and head coach Kevin Keatts looked to be on the hot seat. Now, they may be one of the best teams in the nation, playing their best basketball at the right time. This is the story of this year's March Madness Underdog. This is the story of the 2023-2024 NC State basketball team. But before we get into this, if you enjoy college sports or spring league football content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, let me know who you think will win the national title this year in the comments section below. Heading into the 2023-2024 college basketball season, there were a lot of questions surrounding the NC State Wolfpack basketball team. They had made it to March Madness last year, but lost in the first round to number 6 seed Creighton 72-63, and watched as the Blue Jays went on a run to make it to the Elite Eight. When CBS Sports released their conference predictions, they had NC State finishing anywhere between 6th and 10th in the ACC this year, and on the outside looking in when it came to making the NCAA tournament. They needed to replace their 2-star players from the year before in Jarkel Joyner and Terquavion Smith, and only returned 5 scholarship players from the 2022 roster. Keatts had struck gold in the transfer portal last year with Joyner from Ole Miss and looked to do it again by adding Butler's Jaden Taylor and Arizona State's DJ Horn to join DJ Burns and Casey Morsell as the top 2 guys returning for the 2023 season. Keatts had been an interesting head coach for the Wolfpack up to this point. After going 72-28 at UNC Wilmington, leading them to back-to-back conference titles and NCAA tournament appearances, as well as 2 CAA Coach of the Year awards, NC State would come calling to replace Mike Gottfried. After leading the Wolfpack to a Sweet 16 appearance in the 2014-2015 season, Gottfried would lead NC State to back-to-back 13th place finishes in the ACC and was fired. Keatts' tenure at NC State started off great, as he became the first Wolfpack head coach to defeat Duke, North Carolina, and Wake Forest in his first attempt since Tal Stafford during the 1918-1919 season. NC State had been projected to finish 12th in the ACC, but he would lead them to the 3rd place finish and an NCAA tournament appearance. The next few years would see the Wolfpack make 2 appearances in the NIT and have a disastrous 2021-2022 season where they finished 4-16 in the ACC and 11-21 overall. But Keatts would rebound with the aforementioned NCAA tournament appearance last year. As the end of the regular season came to a close this year, NC State was sitting at 17-14, and it looked like they were going to miss the NCAA tournament for the 5th time in 6 years. Keatts was viewed to be on the hot seat by many, as NC State had gone 4-10 down the stretch against ACC opponents, and the team was inconsistent throughout the season. Throughout the season, when there was adversity, the team struggled. They were up on North Carolina during the regular season, but would go on an over 10-minute scoring drought and lost the game where they were outscored 29-6 over that time period. The only thing that looked to be saving his job was the extension he had signed earlier last year and a strong incoming freshman class. The program seemed to be at a crossroads. That was until they became America's team and reminiscent of the Cardiac Pack of the 1980s, and second leading scorer DJ Burns would become everybody's favorite player. Coming out of high school, DJ Burns Jr. was a 4-star recruit according to 24/7 Sports Composite as a member of the 2018 recruiting class. He was viewed as the 14th best center and the 108th best player in the class, with over 21 different Division I offers from the likes of Auburn, South Carolina, and Tennessee, among others. Burns stood at 6'7" as an 8th grader and quickly rose up recruiting rankings after scoring over 1,000 points and over 1,000 rebounds in high school in 3 years. As a junior, Burns averaged 14.2 points and 10.3 rebounds per game, earning MVP honors of the C. Dan Joyner Poinsettia Classic and the USA National Prep Championship. He reclassified from the class of 2019 to the class of 2018, choosing to forego his senior year of high school. Burns would choose to commit to Tennessee, where he would redshirt his freshman year. Heading into the following year, he would transfer to Winthrop and received a waiver to be eligible immediately. Burns would average 11.9 points per game and 4.1 rebounds per game and would be named the Big South Freshman of the Year in 2019. As a sophomore, Burns averaged 10.1 points and 3.4 rebounds per game, earning honorable mention All Big South honors. After the 2021 season, Burns declared for the NBA draft, but would later choose to return to Winthrop, where he would average 15 points per game and 4.5 rebounds per game, and was named the Big South Player of the Year. In 2022, Burns made another move, this time to NC State as a 3-star transfer. He averaged 12.5 points, 4.8 rebounds, and ranked 4th in the ACC in field goal percentage with 56.1% in each game, earning all ACC honorable mention. Heading into this year's ACC tournament, Burns was averaging over 15 points per game and 3.9 rebounds per game and 2.7 assists per game while playing 24.1 minutes. But while he was playing pretty good heading into the ACC tournament, the tournament is where he would become a legendary figure. Heading into the ACC tournament, NC State was having a disappointing and underwhelming season, as they could not get their talented roster to gel and get it to groove together. They entered the ACC tournament as the 10th seed, and there were really no expectations. The odds for them to make the tournament were highly unlikely unless a miracle occurred. Some thought they could win a game or two in the tournament, but most felt like Virginia, Duke, and North Carolina were way better than them and were expected to win the ACC tournament. If they were going to win the tournament, they would need to win 5 games in 5 days. They opened up the tournament taking on 15 seed Louisville and would win 94-85 after the Cardinals' extremely poor season. The next day they took on Syracuse, who was the number 7 seed team for the ACC tournament. The two teams had split the regular season series in 2 close games. In their third matchup, the Wolfpack would run away with the game, beating the Orange 83-65, while seeing 4 players score in double-digit figures. All of a sudden, there was hope surrounding the team, but their next matchup would be Duke, who was the 2 seed of the ACC tournament and had beaten the Wolfpack in both their matchups this year. In an ultra-competitive, scrappy game, led by DJ Horn with 18 points and 4 rebounds, along with Mohamed Daira's 14 points and 16 rebounds, the Wolfpack somehow prevailed. All of a sudden, hope had truly returned for NC State fans, and things started to feel like the Jimmy V-led NC State teams past. NC State would play their 4th game in as many days that Friday when they took on Virginia, who was also fighting for their lives to make the NCAA tournament, sitting just on the outside. Although putting up a great battle, State found themselves behind by 3 points, as Casey Morsel's attempt to tie the game came up short with just over 5 seconds remaining. With UVA shooting a 1-and-1 while up 3 points, all it took was just 1 free throw to seal the win. A miracle was needed, even with a missed foul shot. For the first time, it felt like NC State's pursuit of a Cinderella story was over. But this is March, and crazy things happen all the time in March. And as my friend Cole Adams would say, the Cavaliers were not celebrating locked-in March. Virginia would miss the foul shot and Michael O'Connell would take the fadeaway 3, drilling it at the buzzer and forcing overtime. NC State would run away with the game in overtime and beat Virginia 73-65 to make it to the ACC championship game in their 5th game in as many days. The team they were facing, in-state rival North Carolina, who was fighting for a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. It was the ultimate win-or-go-home game. NC State was a double-digit underdog heading into the title game as well. Many felt their luck had run out and North Carolina was going to end their rival's season. NC State would take an early double-digit lead, but North Carolina would quickly climb back. The Tar Heels would take a 1-point lead into half. When they needed it, NC State's star players would show up. Horn's 29 points paired with DJ Burns' 20 and Daira's 14 rebounds led the team to the ultimate victory. UNC fans and the world were left in absolute shell-shock. A once-in-a-lifetime underdog story came to its head as the team was cutting down the nets in DC and as red and white confetti fell across the stadium. It was official. The Wolfpack were going dancing. NC State would earn the 11th seed for the NCAA tournament and would take on 6th seed Texas Tech. Tech entered the game as 4.5-point favorites, but NC State was the team coming into the tournament hot. Ryan Middlebrooks, 21 points off the bench, along with DJ Burns and DJ Horn, 16 points, as well as Daira's 17 points, the Wolfpack would pull away late to beat the Red Raiders 80-67. In the second round, NC State would take on fellow tournament darling Oakland University, who was coming off a major upset over Kentucky. Although Oakland's Trey Townsend finished with 30 points and 13 rebounds, and Jack Golke's 22 points and 8 rebounds, NC State would pull away in overtime behind DJ Burns' 24 points and 11 rebounds, as their whole starting lineup finished with double-digit points to win 79-73. NC State will be playing on March 28th in the Sweet 16 and will look to continue their magical, unlikely run. Since this run began, Coach Kevin Keatts has earned an automatic 2-year extension through April of 2030, a $400,000 raise, and $175,000 in bonuses due to his contract. Keatts not only may have saved his job, but may have made himself a made man and one of the more sought-after coaches in the future. What do you think? How far can NC State go in March Madness? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.